Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back. It's Jordan here. Today we're going to continue working on the amusement park. So I recently finished constructing the double Disney castle. I know, it's the old Disney castle. What am I going to do? The new one looks so much better with the updated colors and the updated brickwork. Oh, and the interior details are so much better. What am I going to do? I don't know. I'm probably just going to stick with this one here because I still think it looks pretty good. But yeah, I need to continue working on the amusement park today. Specifically the landscaping around the base of the double Disney castle. Because sure, it looks pretty good, but that's a lot of gray. That needs to change for sure. So today I'm going to be working on that landscaping. So I want to put water around the base of the Disney castle. I've got all these plates here that have valuable water tiles and just miscellaneous pieces that can create detailed water. So the first thing I need to do is extract all of these valuable pieces because my drawer full of trans blue elements is pretty much empty. So in order to put water around the base of the Disney castle, I need these. Step number one, extract the huge castle and the massive Mills plate. Yeah, that was one giant plate. Well, of course, that was after peeling off all those blue tiles. Check it out. The bin is refilled. We're going to need a lot of those. So this plate is pretty big, but the castle base is pretty big as well. It's going to have to sit on that plate, probably like that there. We're going to have about 16 studs of space back here because that loop coaster comes, I think, 4 studs off the plate. And then have a little bit of space up front here. Probably going to have to extend this because I want this to all be water. Now there is some little remnant plates over there. So there's one 16 by 32, which is a half base plate right there. And then that little stage, which is going to move, sits on a 10 by 48 plate. So I need to decide if I want to just combine those with the bigger plate or have those as separate modules. Because in my opinion, those should all become water as well. I just think it'll look better. I don't really want a walkway going on the side of the Disney castle. And if I add those to that giant Mills plate, then I would be able to center the Disney castle on all of those plates. So I think it's probably best to do that. I mean, this is a really weird shaped plate, and that would make this massive plate even more strange, right? Because like we'd have 16 by 32 here and 10 by 48 there. So it'd be like a really strange shaped plate that is sort of specifically designed for this amusement park layout. But if I do decide to change it in the future, I don't think it'd be too hard. So I'm thinking maybe I should merge those plates with this massive plate, making it even bigger. Yeah, like this thing is massive. I can't even remember. Okay, so it's 2.5 by 2. And we're going to make it even larger. Had to merge the tables because this thing is getting too big. So yeah, it's going to be 16 studs forward here. And then there's going to be 6 studs of space on this side, plus the 2 studs from the Mills plated train track. And then I can add 8 studs of space over here, so it'll sort of match and be centered in the park. Now, in order to start working on this all has to be like taken off. All of this plate has to be removed. All of the underlying brick has to be removed. We need to pretty much start from scratch because it's water, right? And all of my water comes one plate off the base plate. I'm going to build this water just like the ocean water in the sense that I've got to put all the plate in multicolored, right? And then tile it all off using all of those tiles. So yeah, I've pretty much got to start from ground zero here and scrap this whole plate. After removing all the mills, just did a border in dark gray. And now it's time to start laying the water. So a bunch of medium azure, probably going to use 2, maybe 3 colors. Don't have much left after like finishing the ocean. So might have to just stick with using medium azure and blue and then do some blending with some tiles on top as well. I would like to use the dark azure, but running really low on that. But I really like the medium azure. I think it's just a nice pop of color. So I'm literally removing the raised train line and starting to tear apart the platform coverings because inside here is more medium azure 2x4 plate. See, there's like stacks of 2 of them, and they're the support structure for the green plate with the trail. Yeah, I keep running out of medium azure plate, and this is the only way to get more. The plate has been transformed. Tapered in the sides here using some dark gray brick, so it's sort of rounded, right? And then also covered it with blue plate. So we got medium azure, dark azure, and blue, and it's just sort of scattered throughout just to give the water a little bit of texture and different depth. And then you can see this is sort of like the outline of the castle, and when it's placed, it fills in that spot nicely. There still is some exposed green base plate just on the edges there, but we're just going to use some of these and pretty much fill that in around there. And then we have to build a border using dark gray brick, and that's going to raise the castle up out of the water. So there's the border, and around that border is a bunch of detail that was created using light gray slopes, dark gray slopes, and also some cheese slopes, some quarter round tiles, some circular tiles, and some flowers as well. Now the interior has these little pedestals, and they are 1 brick, 1 plate, and 1 tile, and that's going to support the Disney Castle. So of course this goes around the edge of the Disney Castle, and then the interior is supported by that. Also added a bunch of detail around the exterior as well with these curved slopes, studs, and cheese slopes just to blend in the harsh edge there. But it's looking pretty good. The next thing we've got to do is a whole bunch of tiling using the 1x2 transparent blue tiles. So yeah, that's going to be a lot of fun. But you know what? It's really going to transform this. Right now it looks sort of random. It's like, whoa, what is that, right? But once you add these, it makes it look a lot better, just like the beach water, because it's essentially the same technique, right? We've used the same colors there, and when you add those tiles, it just completely changes the way the water looks. Added some frogs and some ducks, and how much better does it look with those tiles? Oof, I can't wait to place the Disney Castle, because that just looks great. However, I think there's one adjustment that has to be made. I didn't realize this. I don't know why I didn't realize it, because I've been playing around with this Disney Castle for quite some time, but the base of the Disney Castle is actually lifted up off the ground by 1 plate. Specifically, these rounded pieces here come up off the ground by 1 plate. You see that? Check it out. Under here, you can see some of the plate, and you see how it doesn't come right to the edge? So that's why it has that floating effect. So I think the easiest way to fix this is just to put random parts under here, like 2x2 plates, 2x2 circular plates, studs, whatever it may be, just to try and blend it in along the edge, and then it will look like it's sitting flush with the rocks around it. Adding those miscellaneous pieces underneath the castle removed that floating effect. A bridge right here going over top of the water has been added. It has the same fancy fences. On the end of those fancy fences is the 2x2 circular bricks, and those are all held in place by jumpers. You're able to like center it, just like the walkway leading up to the castle. We got Mickey and Minnie there, Tinkerbell flying above, and then Donald and Daisy right over here in the boat. They removed the pirate flag. There we go. We were trying to find a Disney flag, couldn't find one. And then this walkway here is the same, so we kept that same pattern with the 2x2 dark gray plates and also tiles, and then created a different walkway over here, which is all tiled off, a couple jumpers there, and then it uses a different fence piece because ran out of the other ones, unfortunately, but I think it looks pretty good. They're sort of cased by the light gray tiles, and they once again sit on the 2x2 jumpers, so they're centered there to sort of inset a little bit. And this has all been plated off here in green as well. I removed a lot of that dark gray. I think it's looking pretty good, and I'm ready to place it in the amusement park. I just had to put the top back on so we could see it in all its beauty here on the table with the white background. I like this perspective right here, though. Welcome to the Walt Disney World Castle. Well, the Walt Bricksie World. There you go. So now that I see it like this, I feel comfortable placing it in the amusement park. It's a bit of an awkward reach in here. This huge plate. Uh-oh. That's not squishy. Oh, there we go. Good thing I didn't do it with the Disney castle attached. Well, I didn't really want to video record me placing the actual Disney castle. I guess it wasn't too bad. But look at that. We've got it placed here in the amusement park. There are some changes out front that have to happen. The fountain will be removed from that area, and those little shops there will be upgraded as well. I want to build custom modular buildings, like custom ones that will look good sort of right there on the end by the Ferris wheel in that exact position. And I think they're going to be two 16 by 16 modulars that are going to be completely different from each other and probably have 2 or 3 stories. And then this whole area in the center needs to be redone. Obviously, those picnic benches are going to move. The fountain is going to move. The seagull's going to get out of there. And then we'll make some sort of, I don't know, area just before the Disney castle, right? And once we get that done here with those 2 modular buildings, then the front portion of the park will be done besides the entrance here. This also has to be fixed up on either side of the entrance. So I've got to fix that up as well. And then also I've got to fix up the pull-in for the train station there, and then continue to do more landscaping over there, just because these green plates need to be upgraded there. And then of course back here needs to be all tiled off, and a lot more green spaces need to be added along with trees and character meet and greets. And then I need to redo this tiling here as well. I think I made this too wide, so I'm actually going to reduce it in half so it's only 8 studs rather than 16 studs, and then that's going to look better because this is just too wide. And then I need to order some more tiles in various colors, specifically 1x tiles, so I can do a border in 1x. Right now I don't really have any 1x tiles that are good for doing borders for trails or pathways or sidewalks, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, I've got to order some tiles based on the configuration that I want to do here, but slowly but surely getting it done, right? The Disney castle looks good from this side as well. Once again, got to get all of this stuff figured out in here. This is probably going to be removed just so the walkway up to the Disney castle is clear. And then, yeah, just tile this all off. Just slowly but surely, we're going to get it all figured out, but really happy with what I was able to achieve today. Yeah, so there we go. Landscape double Disney castle. I am sort of sad that the new castle looks so good. I am not going to be acquiring 2 of them to redo this. I've just put too much time and effort into making this one look good, and I already had the 2 sets. So there's really no reason for me to shift gears and do that one at this point. I want to progress moving forward. I don't want to take steps backward. So definitely not going to be acquiring the new Disney castle to put in the park. Maybe I'll acquire one to put it on display somewhere. I could see me doing that possibly. Yeah, I could probably see me doing that for sure. But I will not be doubling it and replacing this double Disney castle because that is just crazy. I can't wait to continue working on the amusement park. It's going to be a lot of fun. The next thing that we're going to be taking care of in the Lego City is actually placing the Hocus Pocus set, which is currently up there, and that's going to go in the corner because I need to get that corner finished off, and then the raised platform will be finished. So before I continue working on this by creating those custom modulars and doing the tiling, I will be taking care of that just because I want to consider that done. And then just going to continue working on the amusement park, and eventually that'll be done as well. And then we'll be like off to the races here in the Lego City. So I'm pretty excited. Everybody, thank you so much for coming on by. I hope you enjoyed this update. Please remember to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for some more great stuff. Farewell.